Hey everybody, this is Dream, and today I'm going to be reviewing Tony Stewart's All-American Racing. This is developed by and published by Monster Games, and it released on September 4th of 2020. This is a automobile slash simulation racing game, kind of a lot like similar to the NASCAR games that come on Xbox regularly. Only this one is exclusively dirt racing, and also with mostly American vehicles in the game. Um, as for the game itself, it is $30 on Xbox, and it's an ID to Xbox game. Alright, so how does this game play? Well, it plays very similar to the NASCAR games that are on Xbox over the last few years, and probably for a good reason, because those games are pretty well done from that perspective. The only downside that this game has is graphically. It doesn't seem like this developer really went deep into the graphics compared to the way that the NASCAR games do. So it does leave a little to be desired there. And the quality of how you feel in the car, like if you're looking at the graphics, like do you feel like you're actually moving? It's not quite as good as the NASCAR games do. It is developed by the same developer that actually does the NASCAR Heat games, but I just didn't feel like they did that quite as good in this game as opposed to the other games. They've made two Tony Stewart games. Both came out in 2020, and this is the second of the two. But I don't feel like that they did as great compared to the NASCAR Heat game that came out more recently. With that said, though, it does actually it is a pretty fun game, and it does seem to work pretty well when it comes to how you feel like on dirt. Um, and so that's a pretty solid thing. Basically, when you're driving on dirt, you want to feel the game maneuver you based on how it would be on dirt, and it does a pretty good job of that. And so that's pretty good thing. Obviously, you could have games where that wasn't the case, but a lot of racing games have trouble with dirt, including other older NASCAR games. But in this game, they've done a really good job. Granted, it is the focus, and there's lots of tracks, so that's a nice boost as well. One of the big drawbacks I have about this game, though, is the fact that they have DLC for the game, which adds tracks, but the game pretty much defaults you into seeing the DLC and almost kind of like nudging you about it because it's technically not a full season of the game unless you actually buy the DLC. That is a huge turnoff for me, and so that I'm docking that 2 points in my final score of this game because I hate when games do that. And look, it's fine if you want to add to the game later, but utilizing it in order to make it part of the game itself is just kind of a low blow to me. Um, the other issue that I have with the game is the price being $30. Uh, the NASCAR games definitely go for more. And I think that those overpriced. I think most of the NASCAR games need to be $30 tops, and this one probably should have been $20. But that's kind of a little gripe that I have about these types of games. They usually tend to be a little bit overpriced. But that said, I think that they do get a decent amount of sales because people enjoy these games. Like I said, this game isn't overtly terrible, but it's not quite as up to snuff of the NASCAR games that come with at the same time, basically. From an achievement perspective, the achievements are very similar to the NASCAR games, in fact, which isn't surprising since the developers of some of the NASCAR Heat games are the same developer. But again, it's not a short achievement list because you have to win several hundred races and then just play online and do all sorts of different things. But overall, it's not a bad little game. I definitely recommend it if you're into NASCAR scene or like American auto racing. But maybe try to get it on sale if you can. That's pretty much. I guess I should give it a score. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I could have liked this game a lot more if it didn't have those two obvious flaws when it comes to the graphics not being as good as the NASCAR games, and also the blatant attempt to get you to feel like the DLC has been removed part of the game so that you have to pay extra for it. And so for those two reasons, I give this a pretty a big stink because that's just not something that I like. But overall, that's still not a terrible score for this game, considering if you like NASCAR games, you're gonna like this okay. Uh, and it's nice to see a game exclusively for Dirt. Um, I'm also not aware that there's actually. Well, okay, there is. Never mind. Yeah, so each of the Dirt Track DLCs, I'm gonna add this because I just checked to see. Um, they're $4.99 each, which is utterly ridiculous for one track. That's nuts. I mean, man, that's okay. That almost wants to make me drop the score down to a 5 because that's just kind of offensive. But regardless, it's not if you like the NASCAR game, you'll like it. If you don't, you won't. And that's pretty much all you can say. Get it on sale if you get it, and if you go for the achievements, then definitely get it on sale. That's all I have to say about this. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, and have a nice day.
Hey, that was a great race. Keep it up. That win was amazing. Nobody thought you could win with that car. How'd you do it?